breaking up with this guy and realizing that what you thought he was when he first started talking to you is something completely different. See, a lot of you ladies are still going through the same thing. You're outside of high school and you're still dealing with high school stuff. I'll give you just a little taste of this topic here. I'll put it like this. The reason why a lot of you ladies are outside of high school and you're still dealing with high school crap, high school drama, high school stuff is because you're surrounded by high school men. Hey, how's it going? This is Augustus from Ask a Wise Guy, and I'm about to get wise with you. Alright, so welcome to the return of Cleopatra. If you haven't listened to the first two videos, I advise that you do. But if you're just, listening to this one just to hop right in, that's good. But this whole series is really going to be life-changing, and just a reminder, if this is your first time hearing me or hearing this series, you missed something. You missed two videos already, so if you hear anything different, you have to remember that this is your first time hearing me already. So it only makes sense to completely make your judgment on someone once you heard the backstory first, But all of that aside, this is going to be classy, it's going to be smooth, it's going to be life-changing, and get ready to have that Cleopatra within you brought out this day. Alrighty. So today is going to be on how do I want to feel. The last video was do these jeans look good on me? Alright. And that one pretty much it was a full hour of just building you up, building you guys up, showing you how to feel good about yourself, because in this day and age, women, you're not being treated the way that you deserve, like I said, some of you don't feel like you deserve much, but at the end of the day, if you feel like you deserve it or not, you're entitled to this, so you're entitled to feel good about yourself, So here we go. So how do I want to feel? This is a very big question that you want to ask yourself, and within this question, we're going to ask ourselves many other questions. One of them is, what does happiness mean to me? What does happiness mean to me? Now, in this world today, it is very sad, and if I were to just tell you flat out, some people don't want to be happy, that might not make so much sense to you, but if you look at everything today and you really examine the whole the whole canvas, the whole big picture, you'll see that a lot of people really don't care about being happy, and a lot of that started when people started to realize what it takes to be happy, and they just gave up on it because they said, I could find something else that is not happiness, but it's very close to it, and that thing is fun. You meet a lot of people, women and men alike, that will trade happiness for being fun. And if you examine that whole situation, you'll say, all right, that's silly. But when you're in certain predicaments and life is hitting you, your baby daddy's tripping here, your husband's tripping there, your kids need a man in the house, but you can't find a real man, so you have to be the woman, the queen and the king. When all of those things, build up, after a while you're gonna say, you know what, forget happiness, let me just get some fun, let me just enjoy myself, and this is a very long process. This doesn't happen overnight. It happens very early on, and we're going to talk about that a little later too. But what we need to do is figure out where this came from, so that we could come up with a solution, so that we could find happiness. All right. But what we gotta ask is, what does happiness mean to you? What does it mean to me? That's the question you want to ask. And once you're done asking that question, here's another question for you. What did happiness mean to my parents? I'll give it to you like this. There's a very high chance that whatever your parents sought for in life, they pass down to you to seek for in life. I don't care if your parents paid for you to go to law school and you said, I don't want to go to law school, I want to be an opera singer, and you fly out to Italy and completely go against what they want for you. Part of what they wanted for themselves, in their life, is instilled in you. Because whether they realize it or not, and whether you realize it or not, when you grew up under their wings, right? You spent your whole life practicing what they did, what you seen them do, more than you practiced, what they told you to do. So you wanna ask yourself, what kind of parents did you have, and did they live a life where happiness was a big deal to them? Where they really wanted to be happy. And aside from that, you want to ask another question: were they happy? See, and it's one thing if your goal in life is to be miserable and you end up being miserable. You're successful in that sense because that was your goal, right? But if you wanted to be happy in your life and you're not happy, well, you still gotta strive for that success. And see, when people have parents that weren't happy, or they don't even care to be happy, they just do whatever they feel and whatever they were raised to do and to think, right? And they teach you how to do the same thing. What do you think the chances are that you're going to be happy? Now, the way that you break this is for you to create your own habits. It's for you to live your life as if whoever you were raised by doesn't have the final say in your life. Whoever you were raised by, they don't control your life. See, I speak for myself. I have a family where we have. I grew up. You can say that I had a good deck of cards. I didn't have a silver spoon in my mouth. That's for sure. And for those that can't keep up, I'm saying that I wasn't dirt, but I did come up from from the projects, right? And I'm not there anymore, thank God, but I have a family and they have good habits because we came to the Lord, He delivered us from a lot, but we still have some of those hood habits, see, and some of those habits I had a chance to break because I moved out. When I was young when I moved out, and I spent some time working on me. See, and when I came back, some of these same habits were still in the household, and I said, you know what? I don't want to pick that up again. I remember I used to do that, and it took me a very long time to break that. I don't want to pick this up again. And I don't just leave it there. I don't just break the habit and then, judge them for those habits. No, I try to remind them of those habits in the best way possible. All right, and in the most peaceful way possible, to where the end result, regardless, will be peace. All right, but I will bring those habits up to them and try to help them with that. say, hey, you know, if you're getting through this, if this is something that you want to get through, I'm gonna get through it with you. Because hey, I had to get through it too. We're in this together. That's real love. That's real love, ladies. That's real love. So, aside from that, you know, what did happiness mean to your parents? What does happiness mean to my parents? Or what did it mean when they were raising me? That's what you want to ask. If your parents did have a good sense of happiness, if happiness was something that, you know, it was something very important to them, then you're good. That's you know, but it's good for you to hear this anyway, because you'll know how to invest that into your kids, and we're gonna get into a little bit of that too. But if you grew up with parents that didn't really care about happiness, and they just cared about fun or whatever they felt they should do, and they just did everything based off of how they felt, you know, I hate to say this like this, but growing up, there was times where your parents didn't feel like dealing with you. But as a parent, it's their responsibility to put their feelings behind and raise you the way that they know that they should. But because our parents aren't perfect, sometimes they'll raise you based off of how they feel, instead of quietly telling you, no, sweetie, you can't get that doll. You know, you can't get that toy that you see. They'll say, I told you, we can't get that right now. I told you, you ain't getting no toys. Or however, you know, it's said. You know, speaking to you like a grown woman, and you're 4 or 7. Because our parents aren't perfect, and we have to remember that when we're doing our things. You know, imperfect people raised us, so we have to examine what habits we picked up from these imperfect people. Oh yeah, I might not have liked that one. Alright, let me move on. If you're still with me, say I. No, you don't have to say that, but anyway. I'm enjoying this. I hope you are too. What did happiness mean to me as a little girl? This one's gonna be powerful if you really chew on this one. What did happiness mean to me as a little girl? See, now this is very important. This is very big. You know, first of all, before I even get into this, I'ma just air something out right quick. I'ma vent for a second. All right. You ladies don't know how lucky you have it to have a man, a real man like myself, to be giving out this advice. Really, the glory goes to God. Alright, I'll put it that way. The glory goes to God. But even with His, you know, calling me to do this, y'all don't realize how lucky y'all get. Because and really, it's not even a sense of luck. In a sense, actually, in all reality, y'all actually deserve this. You know, y'all, this is what y'all deserve. You know, and you guys have been stripped. So, you know, I feel for a lot of you guys, you know, because you guys should be walking around like queens. You know, I mentioned in one of my videos to the fellas, I said there was a time where the women were so glorified. that the men died for their women in battle. The wars started over the women because the women were so glorified, and you know, us men, whenever we get something good, you know, we feel like we need to take something good from another man, so then we start warring over it, you know. And so, but we love and there was a day where the men loved their women so much, where they said, "I would die for you." And see, that's why you ladies peep game. That's why y'all like watching stuff like Romeo and Juliet, Spartacus, you know, all of the love stories, because y'all recognize a real man when y'all see one. You know, me, I'm just here to remind y'all to keep looking for that, because they're out there, and I'm here to modernize the information and kind of show y'all how to find that today, because today is a different dragon. It's a different dragon. But yeah, you lucky. You ladies got it lucky hearing this from me. So, you know, I plan to hear a thank you from y'all soon. I'm being very dramatic right now, but you know, at the end of the day, I do this because I love y'all, and you know, I want to see y'all at y'all best. You know, I know I'm not revealing my face right now, but once I do, you know, y'all see me in public, you know, just say hey and let me know what these videos have done for you, because you know, I really seek to see a difference being made, you know. But anyway, back to our point. What did happiness mean to me as a little girl? That's the question right now. All right. In all essence, I'll put it like this: when you're a little girl, scientists say that they've done a study on young boys and young girls. They compared, you know, and they said they put all of the boys in a room and they observed them, and they said it was a lot of sound effects going on. It was a lot of ooh, rah, you know, a lot of sound effects, you know, ooh, ooh, ah, ah, you know. not too intellectual, not a lot of intellect going on there, right? But they put all of the little girls in the room, and they observed them, and they just started talking. You know, they started talking. They started talking with each other, started conversating, started giving each other things, and even if there was no one there to talk to, they'll just start talking to themselves and la 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 la. You know, they're enjoying the gift of gab, right? And think about it. You know, how many of you ladies asked for a sword, for a toy sword or toy soldiers when you were a little girl? Now, some of you might have been into that. I'm not talking about that. You know, that's different. You know, I'm talking about the anatomy, the psychology of the mind. You know, and chances are, as a little girl, you're gonna ask for a tea cup. You know, a tea. That shows you that I don't have daughters yet. I don't even know yet. But it's for a tea set, right? For a princess house, right? Barbies, Brats. You know, Brats might not have been out, you know, when my generation of ladies, you know, were coming up. But yeah, that's what you were asking for. And the reason why is because reality, life, your future, motherhood, these things were a very big deal to you even in your childhood. And let's not forget romance. Even as a child, think about that. Romance intrigued you as a little girl. Ladies, do you know Cleopatra? I do. And I could bet you $100 that I can see her in you too. See, in the Return of Cleopatra, we're going to cover everything that you need to know in order to bring out that Cleopatra. See, what most don't know about Cleopatra is that she was the only queen that came from Greece, was a queen in Egypt and Rome. She was sexy, smart, and let's not forget, royal. See, most women today don't believe that they deserve to be treated like a queen. Some believe that they deserve more, and some simply just want something new. But in Cleopatra, we're going to figure out exactly what it is that you're looking for and how to get it. So make sure you subscribe and click on that beautiful yellow bell so that you know the second I drop something new. Can't wait to see you there. You know, it really it would really amaze me that, you know, romance wasn't on the mind, and they decided to come out with a Barbie doll and a Ken doll too, and romance wasn't on the mind. You know, and family wasn't on the mind. Now, I'm not talking about anything crazy, you know, no. But I'm just saying, you know, having a family unit, a wife and a husband. And I'm going to ask you another question, all right? Knowing all of this, was there anything wrong with that? Was there anything wrong with being passionate about families and having a family and having a husband and, you know, having a princess house and having a nice home? That's what the princess house represented as a child. Because let's keep it real. Those castles that those princess doll houses were based on, those castles, they would fly. Let's keep it real. You know, we think houses are nice today. Whew. They actually got some people that still live in castles today. That's a little bit of a conspiracy theorist type topic. But yeah, they still do. But anyway, you know, there's nothing wrong with that as a child wanting that. So you have to ask yourself, if you're growing up looking forward to this, if you're growing up dreaming about this stuff, where did this dream change? And what changed it? Let me the answer's in my mind and I just want to spit it out, but I can't throw it in your lap like hot potato, you know. Well, what are you gonna do with this? You know, I can't just do that. I have to present it to you. So Ladies that like when people get to the point, those of you that are listening, you like people getting to the point. I'm sorry, but I gotta present it like this, all right? Just know that I'm gonna come with it, all right? Was there anything wrong with that? No. Where did this come from? Where did the change happen? I'll put it like this: for most, I might as well say for all, but I'm gonna say for most, it ended in high school. Yeah. It ended in high school. Reason why is because, see, from kindergarten all the way up to the end of middle school, right? Everything was all about, I'm a boy, I'm gonna do this. I'm a girl, I'm gonna do this. Because this is what we do, right? That's what everything was about, all the way up until the end of middle school. And you're just in this mind state of doing what you naturally do according to your sex or your gender, right? But when you get into high school, you come across a word that becomes a lot more important to you in your life, and that's reality. Reality becomes a big deal in high school. Now, I haven't looked up this statistic, but I could bet you any kind of money that the biggest views on reality shows are from high schoolers. I could bet you any kind of money on that. I haven't studied that statistic, and if someone studies it, then you find out about it, and you can comment me and say, nope, it's such and such. That's fine. But I bet you, because in high school, reality becomes a very big deal. What's real? Is that real? Is this real? And when you first go into high school, you have that fantasy world mind state, and then you start dating a guy, and for the first time in your life, this dude takes something from you, or he treats you the wrong way, and now you have to face breaking up with this guy and realizing that what you thought he was when he first started talking to you is something completely different. See, a lot of you ladies are still going through the same thing. You're outside of high school, and you're still dealing with high school stuff. I'll give you just a little taste of this topic here, but I'll put it like this. The reason why a lot of you ladies are outside of high school and you're still dealing with high school crap, high school drama, high school stuff, is because you're surrounded by high school men. And see, sadly, very few fathers were in their daughters' lives, being some of you that are listening. And without a real man at the house, that's not just a real man, not just a brute, but he knows how to deal with you, and he knows how to show you things. You're not going to be able to recognize when a man isn't a high school man. See, so I'm gonna get off of that and get back on the matter at hand. But it's reality. That was a very big deal in high school, and reality started kicking a lot for many people, many ladies, young ladies and young men alike, right there in high school. And And then once you get out of high school, another R word comes, and that's responsibility. And that makes the reality, that's a whole nother reality, you know. And that's when the kids come in. Some women, they had the kids in high school, and they just, you know, didn't even get to enjoy or learn reality. So, off of that, here's another question. All right. And before I get into the question, I'll just put it like this. If you have kids, or you ever plan on having kids, you wanna ask yourself this question: what should I do in order to make my children's dreams come true? What should I do in order to make my children's dreams come true? This one's a real doozy. I know I speak old, you know. Leave me alone. But anyway, what should I do in order to make my children's dreams come true? It is very simple. It can get complicated. If you listen to a lot of different people with a lot of different backgrounds, with many different results, it's going to get very complicated, because you're going to have 1,000 answers, and you're going to have to pick one, you know, and you're going to have to decide if you're not just picking this answer because that's what you want to do, that's what you should do, and then by the time you get to the answer, you know, you hear someone else say something else about the answer. It's a lot of confusion going on there. You listen to a lot of different people. I'll just put it like this: listen to the word, listen to God, see what He has to say about it. I'll leave that for another video, but it's like this: if you carry yourself like you're gonna have kids someday, if you carry yourself like you have kids, and not just, I'm not talking about, you know, going to the store and not being there all day, not being there as long as you usually would, because you got to pick your kids up from school or daycare or whatever. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about living a life where if your kids will see you, you will want them to see you doing that. See, and this is where the fun slips in, because when you live your life like that, it could get real old real quick. See, but that's all right, because in different videos we're going to discuss how you can get around that. But this is the big deal. If you could carry yourself in a way where your kids, where you're, in your mind, your kids could be watching at any moment, I reckon that you would carry yourself a little differently. That you would carry yourself on a higher note. That you would do things differently. That you would do things, that you will make different decisions. Yeah. I have faith in you to know that you would do something like that. I have faith in you that you would do something like that. And see, what happens is when you live your life like that, and you start raising your kids, you start chastising them for certain things. You start teaching them certain things. You stop them when you see them doing things. You build them up for their dreams to come true. Because whether you realize it or not, your kids aren't listening to what you tell them to do. They're listening to what you show them. And when you're on the phone with your homegirls or with your girlfriends, right? And your kids are listening, you better believe they're not paying attention to what you tell them if you don't do it on your own. And they hear the type of stuff that you do, the type of stuff that you say, the type of stuff that you're into. They want to get into that too. See? And when you live your life like this, and then you chastise them, your kids have more respect for you. It's not evil for a kid to see their father, for a kid to see their father go out and cheat on his mom and then come back to him and whoop him for lying, about a cookie that he stole out of a cookie jar. It's not evil for a kid to see that and say, you're a hypocrite. You're the liar. And if that kid disobeys that father, that kid is actually in the right. There's nothing wrong with that kid for doing that. That's that father's wrong. Because what that father is doing is he's saying, hey, even though I'm lying to your mama, you don't lie to her. You can't lie to her. I'm supposed to, and the son is like, you're supposed to be a man of your word. Be a man of your word. And by the time the son grows up and he thinks about all of this, he's gonna say, man, that's what my father did, and these are the benefits that he got from it. I'm gonna do it too. After all, no one was there to show me how to not do it. See? It's the same thing with you, ladies. It's the same thing. If you chastise your kids, you're not chastising them with what you tell them. You're chastising them with what you show them. And don't think you can hide anything from them. Kids are angels in every sense. Because they could see it all. They could get anywhere. They walk through walls. Alright? Your kids are angels. And they will find out certain stuff. And your teachers will find out. And all the people that, your kids deal with. Because they're innocent and they don't know that mommy cheating on daddy is a bad thing. Right? And they don't know that. Not implying anything, but I'm just giving examples here. Alright, moving on from that. If I was in the room with you ladies, it would probably be awkward right now. So I'm gonna move on, because I'm enjoying this, as well as you should. So, do I really need anyone in order to feel this way? Yeah, I figured you guys would like that one. Do I really need anyone in order to feel this way? I doubt today, with the way that, things are today, I doubt that any of you ladies are thinking that you do need anyone to feel this way. But for those of you that do feel like you need someone to feel happiness, to feel like you could be that perfect role model for your kids, I'll put it like this. Every father should be in the home of, with their wife and with their kids. And because of that, there's certain things that comes with that, certain benefits. Without the father, there's going to be certain benefits that you just can't have in the home. I'll just put it like that. But for you to feel good about yourself, for your kids to feel good about where they came up and how they were raised, you don't need anyone in order to do that. There's going to be there's going to be a couple of areas where the father is really missed, and he really could have been used, and his help would have been very beneficial in those areas, but not all areas. All right, ladies. So you are still in this, and I think a lot of ladies a lot of you guys actually got hold of this already, and that's why you guys run this country. That's why we almost had a female president for the first time. My request is, the next time y'all bring a female president, bring someone better than Hillary, please. Anyway, off of that, not about to get into politics right now. Do you really need someone in order to feel that way? No. All right. Like I said in the last video, you want to set up a canvas in your home, not literal, but a spiritual, a mental, a emotional canvas in your home, to where you have the brightest colors from Europe. All right, brightest colors, and you're just working that canvas, you're just working that easel, and what your brush, what your colors are going to be for you are the movies that you watch, the images that you put in front of your face, the videos that you watch, the people that you listen to, the pastors that you listen to. That's a very big one too. All right. Scripture says like this. If you're having trouble looking for a church, I'll put it like this. This is what the word says. It says that we judge them by their fruit. All right. So you want to judge your ministers by their fruit. I believe that was in 1 Corinthians. All right. First or second. I know it was a Pauline epistle, but all you should know is, and Google that scripture, please. But judge your ministers, judge your appointed pastors, your appointed people that's ministering to you. You judge them by their fruit. And if they don't have no fruit, they have bad fruits. All right. If they don't produce good things, it's time to get up and get on, because the Lord's not gonna have you. Excuse me. The Lord's not going to have you anywhere that's fruitless. Some might say, well, what if we're to build on the way up? There's going to be some fruit there if you're going to be at a church, appointed at a church, to help them build on their way up. But it's going to be obvious that the Lord's hand is in it somehow. Leave it at that. But I'll back to, do you really need someone in order to feel that way? No. You are a queen, and that Cleopatra is in you. You watch videos that have something to do with the type of woman that you want to be. You put images in front of your face about the type of woman that you want to be. You watch movies on it. You listen to speakers that are in places that you want to be. And not single, happily married. Happily married. You know, if she's I don't mean well, no, I'm not gonna say that. If she doesn't look the best, if she doesn't have that look that you want to have, don't listen to her for her looks. You know, you wanna if she's happily married but she doesn't look the way that you want to look, she doesn't have the look past that. And right when she's done, throw on Amber Rose or, you know, whoever. Right? Eva Mendes, Ashley Graham. I love Ashley Graham. She's amazing. Amazing. That's an amazing woman to listen to, but she's still young, so she still has some things to, you know, a couple of mistakes to make. She's wise for her age, though. I gotta give her that. You know, I would love to have a conversation with her. You know, but you know, that's an idea. You know, if you find someone that she's happily married, and you know that there's no problems at the home, listen to her. Take everything that you could get from her. But you know, if she looks like I forgot her name. Man, that would have been a good example. If she looks like Miss Frizzle from the Magic School Bus, you know, there we go. I have to remember that. I had to step into my childhood to remember that one. But you know, if she's happy at home and she looks like Miss Frizzle, don't listen to her for her looks. Don't ask her what her gym routine is. Ask her how she's pleasing her man. Chances are Miss Frizzle's handling her business. Alright? And then once you're done listening to her, then throw on Ashley Graham or listen to, you know, Amber Rose, Coco. Coco's a real good one. You know, listen to them about their appearance. See, this is what we're dealing with here, you know. And I plan to make videos on all of these topics. I do need your help though. Comment what videos you want to hear me speak on, you know, so that I can know what's needed now. And you know, like, share, subscribe, do everything with this video. And you know, I will be putting more out. Alright, so take care. Love you, ladies. And keep up the good work. And I will see you later. Stay wise.